Hello, welcome to my channel. In this video, I'm going to be using inferential statistics to show you that despite there being an hosting bias at the African Cup of Nations, the hosts for the next AFCON are not going to be leveraging on it to win the tournament in 2027. And I'm going to be using PSPP for to perform some a couple of analysis, and you are going to be seeing why I how I arrived at that conclusion. So let me share my screen. Let me launch PSPP first, then I would share my screen afterwards. Okay, so I'm sharing my screen now. Okay, so the first thing I want to do um is to import my data set. I want to import my data. Okay, so I want to import my data. That's the first thing I want to do. So I'll come over to File, I'll click on Import Data. I'll go to my downloads. I just downloaded my data and I would click on Next. Click on Next. This is fine. I want to import all cases, not just some. Then I'll come over here because I want the PSPP to know that what I have on the top is the variable names. So this is clicked. So I click on this, then I click on next again. So I can see the fields preview, which makes sense. It's comma separated, it's a CSV file, and it looks good. So I click on next again. I can see the variables preview as well as the data preview. So I click on apply and I'm good. So basically we have our list of variables. You can see that it intelligently detected that winner is a nominal variable, hosts is a nominal variable. Yeah, it hasn't detected that yet. Okay, but we don't even need that for this particular analysis. So I come over to the data view, and the reason I'm starting from 1994 for this analysis rather than 1957 when the African Cup of Nations actually started is because the FIFA ranking started in 1994. So we can only perform our analysis from 1994. So what I'm using to know if a team is a quality team is by using their position in the FIFA ranking. Yeah. So what the test I want to perform is, let's remember why we are performing this analysis before I do that. So we want to establish if we want to establish want to answer want to have some insight on whether the host for the next AFCON will be able to win um the trophy, leveraging on the host advantage. Okay, so I'll come over to analyze. I'll come to compare means. I'll come to independent sample t-tests, and I would my test variable is going to be um the FIFA ranking. Yeah, so that's host FIFA rank is my test variable, while the grouping variable is going to be the winner. Is the host a winner? That's our grouping variable. Okay. So what we are going to do is would have to define groups because it's an independent sample t-test. And our groups will be 0 and 1. 0 signifying that the host was not a winner, and 1 signifying that the host was a winner. So we'll start with 0, then 1. And we'll click on continue. Yeah, so I think we are fine for an independent sample t-test. So I'll click on OK. So I'll go to the output view now. But let me confirm that you can see the output view. Okay, so I'm clicking on the output view now. I'm sharing that. Let me maximize it. Okay. So from the output view, we can see over here that um we can see over here that from the first table, the group statistics, we can see that we can infer that the host is only able to leverage on the host bias when his FIFA ranking is around the top 32, from what we can see here, top 32. And anytime the FIFA ranking gets to like 73 upward, that's from 73, 74, 75, 80, and the likes, then the hosts will most likely not win the tournament. So the host will not be able to leverage on our hosting bias to win the tournament. I hope we get that logic. Okay, so let's confirm. Earlier on I said that Kenya, Tanzania, and Uganda are the hosts for the next AFCON. So let's check their current position. And we are going to be assuming, I know it's still like 2 years, no, next year, 2027. But let's assume now that their current FIFA ranking is what they are going to be is going to be their position just before AFCON starts. So let's check their ranking. Let me share my browser. Here's my browser. Okay. So let me go to meta.ai. What is the current FIFA ranking for Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania? Men's team. He's asking me. I don't want to. Um. Okay, let me still use it. I'll just pick anything. Why is it taking time? Okay, so we can see Uganda is ranked 88, Tanzania 110, Kenya 113. So from this, we can see that they are not within the first 32, and they fall within the range of 70 and above, meaning that we can clearly infer from this data, from just the mean alone, that they are not likely to win it. And if we have a look at our other table, let me share the output window again. Yeah, we can see that our null hypothesis um, is below 0.05, 0.005. So we can see that we are definitely rejecting our null hypothesis. Yeah. So another thing I want to do is that I want to try to see how well we can predict whether a host is going to win or lose based on their position in the FIFA ranking. And I'll be running a binary logical regression for this. So let me go back to my PSPP. I'll still go on to analyze. I'll go to regression and binary logistic. Okay, so in this case, our dependent variable is um is we want to know if the host is winner or not. So that's the dependent variable. While the independent variable is the FIFA rank. And I think that's all we really need to do. Okay, we can leave this. I think that's mainly all we need to do. Okay, so let's see um our model, our regression model, how well it is. Let me stop sharing and share the outputs screen. Yeah, over here we can see that we go down. Yeah, we can see that our model is pretty accurate from the um, classification table. You can see that 82.4%, which is a great number, if you ask me. And we can also see that in terms of our odds ratio, we can see that um, from our odds ratio, for every one rank change um in the FIFA rank, it usually leads to about 9% likelihood of either winning or not winning, which is an incredible number if you ask me. And we can also see that our significance is even though it's 0.075, which is greater than dot 0.05, we can still make use of it. It still shows marginal significance. So basically, I just wanted us to see all of this so that we can infer that even though there is an hosting bias, but for the next AFCON, the hosts are not likely to leverage on that bias. If you want to read more on this study, you can take a look at, you can have a look at this academia.2. trying to remember my username on Academia. I think it is. Okay, so let me just search for. Okay, so you can take a look at this paper. You can take a look at this paper if you want to get more details around the analysis. Yeah, so have a nice day, everyone.